And when we talk about title insurance, it's not like other insurance.
No.
Other insurance is to kind of only cover things that are going to happen down the road.
Yes.
But title insurance covers history.
Yeah.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
It's going to protect everybody before it closes.
Right.
Really is what it is.
Yeah.
So it protects the future buyer.
Right.
That's who it protects.
Yeah.
Right. So all those things that we're asking for during the escrow process. Yeah, there's a reason.
You need to do that. You need to answer those questions. I have a great story about that. This just happened. I have a seller who told me, she said, Harv, we had a lawsuit here in our little community, and it was about the paving of our cul-de-sac, and it was dismissed. And I said, okay, great, it was dismissed. Never mind, moving on. But then later, when you guys sent her your survey, your questions, she answered that it was about both the paving of the cul-de-sac, but also there was a dispute over her wall placement, which was a foot over the neighbor's yard. And then it got appealed. And so now and she said, geez, I didn't remember this was part of it, and now it's being appealed. So and we were in escrow already.
Oh my gosh.
And so we had to kind of undo some stuff. And so your questions being answered led to some changes in the way we were dealing. Now we were able to deal with it in a way that was effective for everybody, but it had to come to light, and it came to light because of your questionnaire.
Yeah. Well, and those, and I say that with the consumer. Pay attention what's going on in your property.
Yeah.
Right. And I know we talk a lot about liens and things like that, but there's a reason why you should probably know what's going on, right? So that they can be addressed. And when an agent comes in, takes the listing, those things can be like, hey, we're going to have to address this during this process. It's not a problem.
No, we can fix it.
We can fix it.
I mean, here I was.
We're going to handle it.
We had an open lawsuit. We were able to move on in spite of it. We were able to make it work for everybody, and everybody was happy.
Yeah.
Just needed to know about it.
Right. And then that insurance is now going, because it's been addressed and we've identified what it's going to be, now the insurance policy is given at the time of escrow.
Right.
So that is going to protect that future home buyer on that property.
And that's where the preliminary title report comes in handy, and then the title report that we share and that we've scrutinized. And Carly's really good at scrutinizing because she's seen about a gazillion of those things, right, Carly?
She knows now. She could teach a class.
Yeah, she could teach a class. And so we have to scrutinize those things because we find stuff occasionally.
Yeah,
like, wait, what's that? I haven't seen that before.
Yeah.
And then you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
They have to be dealt with. They can't be ignored. They won't go away.
They won't. And we can't move forward and really put the policy on. We can't do that.
Yeah. So if you own a home and you want to get like a prelim, or you want to get a property report, let us know. Text it to me. Say, hey, Harvey, I want to get one of those for our house. Yeah. Well, I'll put you in touch with Janelle. She'll get one for you.
If somebody puts something against your property, sometimes people don't even know.
You don't know. And then, sometimes we hear on the radio, like when I'm listening to the radio, sometimes I'll hear these advertisements for title protection policy or whatever, and it's just basically they're just looking to make sure nobody files stuff against you. The great news here is in Clark County, you can just get a report from the recorder's office. If anything's filed against you or your property, they'll send you a note. Hey, here you go.
Yeah.
Somebody just filed something.
Sometimes it's fraudulent stuff. Somebody's trying to record something on your property that they are the owner. Yeah. And they're not.
They're trying to take a mortgage out on your property for their benefit.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, that happens. That happens way too often.
It does.
And particularly if you own the home outright, or you own a piece of land.
Land
outright
is huge.
Land is big because that's a big fraud that goes on with people who own a piece of land. They don't watch it closely enough, and then it becomes a real issue. So if you own a piece of vacant land, there's actually I think there's a link on our website where you can go and just basically sign up for that report that'll be sent to you if anybody ever files anything against it. But if you want to know right now, just text it to me and I'll pass it on. Janelle will take a look at it for you, make sure there's nothing funky going on with your property. So when you're getting ready to sell, this is you want to do this certainly if you're getting ready to sell.
Exactly.
But the other thing that comes up sometimes in these transactions is power of attorney, and people will say to me, gee, Harv, I got a power of attorney. We're good. Don't worry about it. Well, maybe not.
Well, because a power of attorney typically is going to be more on the financial side or things banking and all things, right? If somebody is, deployed or they're ill or whatever the case is, right? That's typically when you have a power of attorney. But it's not going to necessarily work in real estate. It has to be very specific to a property.
Yep.
We can help draw that up
Yeah.
and give you the correct way to submit that. But
Right.
time and time again, we see it and we're like, and we feel so bad because they've gone through everything they felt they needed to do.
Right.
Right. And we're like, it works for everything but this.
Yeah.
So home ownership, it's a big deal. And
Well, yeah, we don't want
to protect
and
everybody.
and when this happens, be grateful. Be grateful it's happening because
Yeah.
they're protecting you and the actual homeowner.
Right, yeah.
They're not. We're not. I mean, imagine if it wasn't the case and somebody could just here's my power of attorney. Let me sell
Yeah.
their house for them.
Right. And they come back, they're deployed, they come back, and we're like, we didn't
Wait a
even
minute,
know about, what do you mean you
what?
sold my house?
Yeah,
Right.
no.
Right? That's what can happen.
Yeah, so let's be careful with that and make sure you've got the proper type.
Yeah.
And like you said, it has to specifically maybe name the property.
Has to name
be
the property.
specifically.
Has to be. But we
yeah.
can guide you into that verbiage. That's my point. I mean,
Right.
an attorney can as well. I'm not taking the place of an attorney in that
No,
position, but
that's the thing.
we know exactly how that would need to be done on the title side.
The other thing
Not
that,
as person.
while we're talking about that, just a thought in my head. Sometimes we're sitting at a signing and people are signing for and they're like, well, how do I hold title?
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah. I know.
Yeah, I can't help you there.
Right, I know.
I'm not an attorney, and that's really a legal question. So whenever you're getting ready to buy a home, you want to get some legal advice, just some quick advice from somebody you trust, ideally an attorney, to say, this is how you should hold title. I mean, there is a lot of people who will say, well, this is the way you should do it. Okay, that's fine.
We don't advise you either.
We can't.
A lender, it's kind of more of a conversation you're going to have with them at that point on how you're going to be.
They may insist
it.
They may insist you hold it a certain way.
Yeah.
And their lawyers might.
But we're not going to tell you.
I get that question at signing, and I'm reluctant to answer it because I'm not an attorney. I
Right.
can't. I don't know everything about you.
Exactly.
Right. How could I know? I mean, I know a lot because we've had a lot of conversations, but I can't know everything, and maybe you don't want me to know everything. And so,
Sometimes people want to buy something without everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
the spouse knowing,
That's right. Whoops. Yeah. Good old what's her face. That does happen sometimes. We've seen that before. So then you have the spousal deed. You got all those other questions that come up. So now look, guys. When you sit down and you're buying a home and you're selling a home and you get this thing's called title and escrow, you're like, really? Do I have to? You kind of do.
Yes.
You kind of do.
Yeah, for your protection, like you just said.
It is. And that's the kind of insurance you pay for it once, it's done.
Yeah, it's
you don't
done.
have to keep paying month after
No.
month. It's not something you have to continually pay for.
No.
It's just to protect, and like you said, it's to protect the buyer,
Yeah.
really. It's really to protect the buyer. But the seller's obligated to provide it.
Yeah, for sure.
And because the buyer and or the buyer's lender are going to insist as well. And our contracts provide for this.
Yeah.
The way we do conveyances here in Southern Nevada, the LVR forms that we use, it's provided. It's part of the process. It's part of the obligation of the seller. And it's an obligation to the buyer, too, to protect the lender. There's also a lender's policy that usually gets involved.
Absolutely.
So you have them from both sides usually, just to make sure that everybody's protected.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there what type of POA would they? Is there a specific name for? I forget. Is it? There is a specific name for it. I don't remember what that is.
I don't remember what the name of it is either. I just know that the specifics that are in there needs to be property specific.
It needs to be.
And you might have multiple properties, and we see that a lot with people that have power of attorneys. It's like they have multiple.
Yeah.
So they throw everything in there, and it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
Right. So
you can't just say real estate.
you can't say real estate. No, it needs to be specific.
Yeah, you got to name the properties.
And
in there.
I would even, just on a side note, I would even encourage those that are doing, for sell by owner.
Right.
Come on, you guys. You need this
even more so.
even more so
Because you don't have a professional helping you. You better get.
don't, and
Yeah.
we want to make sure that title insurance is protecting you as the seller, that you're handing this over, so that nobody comes back at you, right?